We who were outlaws not so long ago, not so long ago, have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is after all a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage, time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking without breaking, showing a strength, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination, defies the imagination. Even in the grimmest time, in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity, in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going, Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. But in country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations in South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being, was punished and isolated. and isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Free in every way that I could know free to run in the fields near my mother's hut free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls as long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe. I was not troubled by the laws of man or God